Okay, so this is 7.6 stocks. The market price is just what it says. It's how much you're going to buy it for. Dividends are any profits that a company makes. They can choose to share it with the people who own stock. And just really quick, stock is just ownership of a company. So any company that's on like the New York Stock Exchange, it's owned by the public. So whoever owns the most of it is kind of has more power than the rest. But if you own a share of stock, you can actually go to like stockholders meetings and stuff. You actually have a say in the company. So the dividends are just sharing the profits. There's two different kinds of stock. There's preferred and common. So those who get preferred stock get the dividends first. So if there's only a certain amount of money to be spread, they're the ones who get it first, and then if there's some left. And preferred stock has a set dividend. So if there isn't any left, then common stock just doesn't get any. Okay, so that's kind of what a piece of stock looks like. You can look at it closer. Stocks change in price all the time. Like they can by the second. Here's an example. So I'm going to look at Crest Industries. This is the 52 weeks. So in the last year, the highest it's been is 105.10. The lowest it's been is 88.98. It's had dividends of $4.75 per share. The sales, and if you look down here, these are shares sold in hundreds for the day. So this is for a single day. And in hundreds, if you add 2 zeros, it's 82,500 shares were sold. Then in the single day, the high was 103.23 and the low was 99.46. So you can see it fluctuates immensely in a single day. Then the very end of the day, this is what it was. And then from the end of yesterday to the end of today, that's what it changed to. Okay. So purchasing stock is literally just the market price plus commissions. The difference between commissions on stocks versus bonds, at least in this book, is for the most part, stock commissions are for the entire purchase, not per piece of stock. So Velma has 500 shares, or she bought 500 shares at $15 a share. So you literally just do 500 times 15, which is 7,500. And then you just have to add the commission. So then the total price is $76.06. And then there's dividends that we talked about. Unlike bonds, because when you buy a bond, it has to be repaid. Stock does not. You can actually lose every penny if the stock goes under. And when you're paid dividends, it's usually a percent of the par value, and the par value is just what it basically was purchased at when it was created. And then either it's a percent or it's an amount per share. So this one is 100 shares of par value 100. And if there's a dividend of 2.5%, how much would it get? So you take this $100, because it's a percent of the par value. It's 0.025. So for each share, it's $2.50 dividend times 100 shares, and that's $250 in dividends. And if you want to go ahead and do this one, I believe the answer is 4,800 if you want to see if you got it right. Then yield anytime we talk about yield, it's going to be a percent. And this just kind of shows you how. Okay, so stock yield is always a percent. So then you're going to take your annual dividends, or how much you get in dividends for the whole year, divided by the total cost of the stock. So Sandra has 10 shares at $25 a piece, and has to pay $28 commission. So you have to figure out the cost of all 10 shares. So we do the 10 times 25 is the $250. Then you have to add the $28 commission, because that's part of the cost. So it's $278. And then the dividend is per share. So you have to do 10 shares times $1.20. So that's a $12 dividend. So in order to do the percent, we do 12 divided by 278. And when you divide that, it is 0.0431. So if you move it over 2, it's 4.3%. And that's important to know so that you can figure how much you're getting from your stocks every year. So go ahead and do this one. It's around, I believe it's 2.9%. So when you do that one, make sure that matches. Then when you sell a stock, a lot of times you have to pay a commission, a fee, or something. So it's how much are you selling it for, and then you have to subtract all the service charges. So this one is 100 shares at $30.25. So we do 100 shares times 30.25 is $3,025, but then you have to subtract the $86 in charges. So then the total is $29.39. So that's the proceeds, not the profits. So that's how much you make, but you have to realize that you paid money to buy the stock, so that's not any profit. So when you're figuring out profit, you take what you're getting and then you subtract the cost, and that's the profit. If what you paid for it is more than what you get back, then you lost money. So we're going to continue this question on the next one. So the same thing. So we're going to use the $29.39 was the net proceeds. And then we're going to figure out what they actually paid for it. So the 100 shares times $21.50 is $2,150. Okay, then you paid the commission, so you have to add the $68.55. So then when you add it, it's $2,218.55. So then you bought it. So this is what you bought it at. And this is what they sold. So if you take your $29.39 and subtract the $22.18.55, that is a profit of $720.45. Those two put together, subtracted. So that's a profit. And then your assignment is this.